Hello and welcome to a new video. As you can see, it's of a mystery parcel. Now, I have a fair idea what it is because I did film a video of a unboxing, and unfortunately the actual item itself had some damage to the actual case and not to the actual disc itself. I messaged back the eBay seller and I said to them, showed them the evidence that it was damaged, and I did swap the cases around because I had a spare Blu-ray case, but they said to me, you know what, we'll send you another copy out, and they apologized, which was fine. I would have been quite happy if they'd give me a little bit of a discount, and then you know, seeing as that I already swapped the actual cases round because of the damage. But so I'm assuming that it's that particular item which I already have filmed, but in the actual video itself I showed the actual damage that was done to the case. So if it is what I think it is, then this will be take 2 of that particular video. So without further ado, we shall commence the unboxing. Because I don't mind if ideally you don't want, even though it was a second-hand item, I don't mind so much of a case is damaged, because for most part, you know, I do have some spare cases that I can use. So it's just a matter of just swapping the inlay card that's in there, and then Hobbs your uncle, you swapped it around. I'm having a quick look to see if that's what it is. Yep. And it's of the movie Fast and the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. Now, this was a spin-off of the Fast and the Furious franchise. These two characters obviously were in the latter Fast and the Furious movies, starting from 5, if I got it correctly. So obviously this is a spin-off, and to check here, the movie was directed by David Leitch, screenplay by Charles Morgan and Drew Pearce, story by Chris Morgan, and it was produced by Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham, Chris Morgan and Hiram Garcia, and the movie stars Dwayne Johnson, Jason Statham, Idris Elba, Vanessa Kirby, Cliff Curtis, Helen Mirren. And the release dates were of July the 13th, 2019 in the Dolby Theatres, August 2nd, 2019 in the United States. Running time of the movie was 137 minutes, so that's just over 2 hours and 17 minutes. And it was made on a budget of $200 million and made $760.7 million. Now, my first thoughts of the movie were, I actually enjoyed it. From what I can remember about it, I mean, it's been quite a while. Jason Statham and Dwayne Johnson do have very good chemistry. It's very much a buddy cop kind of a movie. So, but for me, the only kind of downsides of it were that, especially for example with the latter, the last couple of Fast and the Furious movies, they've gone a bit over the top, where some of it looks completely it's not, the latter movies don't feel as if they're so much about cars anymore, so to speak. And then there's silly little things like going in space or surviving avalanches, and God, it's just got a bit silly for me. For example, Fast and the Furious 4, 5 and 6 for me was where it stayed kind of really grounded in terms of the actual franchise. And it's a similar thing with this movie, where, for example, you got the villain played by Idris Elba playing this character called, I think his character's called Brixton, I think, which is a an area in, just trying to make sure I got his name right. Yeah, Brixton Law. Brixton is actually in an area in South London. So I don't know if that's meant to be a bit of irony. And then obviously his character is meant to be this cybergenetically enhanced terrorist, and he was a former MI6 field agent with a history with Jason Statham's character, which is fine. Don't have a problem with. characters having history, because we've seen that trope in so many different movies. But the fact that he's meant to be cybergenetically enhanced, to me, just got a tad bit ridiculous. And I know that there are some movies, obviously, that they can do that, because obviously whether or not they're sci-fi or set in the future, so you can kind of do those elements with certain characters. But you can clearly tell that it's supposed to be set, obviously, in present day. And when you have somebody that's meant to be cybernetically enhanced, it just got a bit ridiculous for me. And yet, don't get me wrong, Idris Elba is a fantastic actor. So there's no taking that away from his character, but it's just a bit ridiculous. They could have done it. They could, for me, they didn't need to have him be, like a genetic enhanced soldier. They could have just, similar thing. For example, if you watch the Bond movie GoldenEye, where obviously you got Bond, who's an MI6 agent, and then you got his rival Alex Trevelyan, who also is an MI6 operative, and obviously they're both agents, and neither one of them are cybernetically enhanced, but they're, in terms of the way they've been trained, they've pretty much been trained exactly the same way. And obviously, with Trevelyan's character being, if you watched GoldenEye, being a little bit too cocky. But that seemed a lot more believable, because they were basically, in terms of skill level, they were par for par. And so it kind of made it way more kind of believable. But when you're throwing in genetically enhanced things, it's something that you would see in a sci-fi film, or like in Star Trek, where you got Noonan's, where you got Khan. Obviously from Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan, or Star Trek Into Darkness, if you want to choose those two particular movies. So, yeah, that's what kind of took it out of me a little bit. So it's one of the movies where I suppose you could, switch your brain off for an hour or two. But again, as I said, I enjoyed it for what it was, and I ended up paying only secondhand, £3.88 for the original copy. With this one, obviously they sent this one for free. So yeah, that's the only thing of me where the Fast and Furious films, I think it's where both of these things suffer from, is that they've kind of gone way over the top in terms of being unrealistic, and instead of being a little bit more grounded. For example, when you watch movies like Fast and the Furious, Fast 6 or Fast 5, both of those movies to me were far more grounded. Although obviously we know that some of it's a little bit over the top, but it was more grounded in terms of reality. And when you're finding cybernetic things and all these crazy nonsense and superhuman things, it gets, again, if you're doing something that's a sci-fi film, it makes sense, because that's what it is, a sci-fi film, but not in a car film. But as I said before, what saved it for me was the chemistry between, as for Dwayne Johnson's character and Jason Statham's character. So, and seeing one or two of the characters from the franchise pop up in it here and there, and being linked to the franchise. So that's what for me kind of saved it for me. It's that buddy cop formula, which I do have to admit works. Now, there were talks of a sequel as of like a few years ago, but apparently it's been put on hold now, because especially obviously that they're making the last Fast and Furious, which will be Fast and Furious 11, which I'm losing count. And I suppose even though they've put these sequel on the back burner, I can see them possibly doing a sequel, especially if there's more money to be made from the Fast and the Furious franchise, especially when you can do various different spin-offs, and then you can earn in a chunk of money. And it did make a lot of money in the box office, so it kind of makes sense that, well, I suppose that once things die down with the Fast and the Furious franchise, that they can possibly carry on with this spin-off, or even do other spin-offs with other different characters from the actual franchise. So it kind of makes sense that they could do that. So we look at the actual Blu-ray. Again, the Blu-ray cover looks fine. We've got the spine, looks fine there. Again, that looks fine. There's a bit of a plastic thing there, but I can live with that, as long as it's not cracked this time. And we'll read at the back. Whip up my glasses. And it says, Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham return to their unforgettable roles as Hobbs and Shaw in this action-packed feature film from the blockbuster Fast and the Furious franchise. For years, hulking lawman Luke Hobbs, that's Dwayne Johnson, and lawless outcast Deckard Shaw, that's Jason Statham, have traded smack talk and body blows. But when a cybergenetically enhanced anarchist Brixton, played by Idris Elba, gains control of an insidious bio threat that could alter humanity forever, Hobbs and Shaw must partner up to bring down the only guy who might be better than themselves. Bonus features include alternate opening, deleted, extended, and alternate scenes, Johnson and Statham, Hobbs and Shaw, progress of a fight scene with director David Leitch, and feature commentary with director David Leitch. And the movie is rated 12, which is moderate violence, infrequent, strong language, and is rated 12. Video is 1080p, high definition, widescreen. There's 2x3, 9x1. Audio, Dolby Atmos English audio description 2.0. And subtitled English SDH. So that's all you get there. No digital copy, which I'm assuming. Yep, no digital copy. Again, they put the disc the other way around, which I don't know why people do that. I love to put, at least with Universal, they put artwork on their Blu-ray cases, which is same couldn't be said for Disney and Warner Brothers. The disc looks in immaculate condition, and in close inspection of the Blu-ray case, no damage to this one at all. So yeah, I'm really happy about it. So now I've got 2 copies of the movie now. So there you have it. So yeah, it was nice of them to send me out a replacement copy for nothing. And you know, it would have cost me, because especially with the cost of raw mail, it would have cost me more money to have sent it back, believe it or not. And again, as I said, I already swapped out the cases already, because I even told them that it was damaged, and I swapped out the case for another case. I even told them that, and they still said, look, we'll send you out another one. So yeah, I'll leave just remember to leave them a positive comment, because they did, you know, when it comes to their customer service. So this is Fast and the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. I'm assuming that possibly the region 1 that in North America, that you probably did get a digital copy, or probably didn't, who knows. But yeah, I'm just glad that I think I only need 2 more movies to complete my collection of the Fast and the Furious movies. You know, well, until the last one comes out, until the next one comes out in the cinema, which allegedly is the last one. So yeah, I'm really glad to have this collection. I'm really glad. It's really nice of the particular eBay seller to send me out another copy, which they didn't have to sit there and do. So again, I'm really happy, and I really appreciate that. Anyway, I hope people enjoyed the video. Please feel free to share your friends and family. Also, if you can give this video a thumbs up, I would highly appreciate that. That will allow me to find new subscribers. Now, this is because of the YouTube algorithms favor the bigger YouTubers, so their channels get advertised on the YouTube and recommendation page. So that would be nice. If you're new and haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel if you want to see stuff like this, whether it's Blu-ray unboxings, Blu-ray steelbook unboxings, my Blu-ray and Blu-ray steelbook collection, my DVD collection as well, my special edition movies. I've already done, by the time this gets uploaded, you would have seen the VHS video that I've done, which will be the first Back to the Future movie. And obviously the VHS was the format before DVD. So I hope people found that video absolutely fascinating, and my memories of that particular movie. Also, I do video game unboxings, video game playthroughs, food and drink reviews, clothing pickups, beauty products, whether it's body showers, body gels, should I say, facial washes, bath salts, aftershave, etc., etc. If you're into that stuff, then consider subscribing. I also do comics as well, whether they're new or if they're old, in my comic book collection, comic book graphic novels, comic book statues and figures. I did pick up some during Christmas and during the January sale, and I've even got some from the previous Christmases and previous January sales, and even from previous birthdays as well. And they will be DC and of Marvel figures as well. So stay tuned for that. I think you're absolutely going to love that. I also got some art books, which the last one I did would have been Black Panther Wakanda, which was a hardback art book, which was in glorious color. I do have some other art books in my collection, and also some new ones as well that I bought during the January sale and Christmas, and even the previous Christmases before that. And they will be movie, TV show, and video game related. So keep an eye out for that. I also do food and drink reviews as well. I've got something food related. So I think possibly by the time this video is reviewed, you would have already seen my food review that I have reviewed of a new limited edition item on a McDonald's menu. So keep an eye out for that video and giving my thoughts on what I thought of it. Also, I also do gadgets, film memorabilia, which one of them, a couple of them are Back to the Future related, which I won't say what they are, but I think you absolutely will enjoy them. I also do gadgets as well, and accessories, whether it's for gaming, mobile phones, laptops, etc. So keep an eye out for those things. I also do a monthly vlog, which shows you what I've been up to for the past coming month, what I'll be up to for the next month as well. Rant videos, which when they deem necessary, and YouTube shorts on my YouTube channel as well. And there's probably much more stuff that I probably have done on my YouTube channel. So again, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. In Christmas 2023, we hit 500 YouTube subs. Early 2024, we hit 600 subs. And now with the last few days of March, we're over 800 YouTube subs. So again, thank you to all my subscribers, old and new. I really appreciate all of you that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. Hopefully you're all enjoying the content. If there's any questions that you want answered by a particular product, then please feel free to ask me, and I'll do my best to answer your question. So again, thank you to all the subscribers, old and new. Without you guys, I wouldn't be where I am today. So a big thank you from the bottom of my heart to each and every one of you. So thank you once again. Hopefully we'll get to 900 YouTube subscribers, and my big goal is the 1,000 YouTube subscribers, should I say. So hopefully we'll get there by the end of the year, maybe even this time next year. So hopefully it's sooner rather than later. So again, thank you for subscribing. I also live stream on Twitch. Although I don't stream as much as I used to, because of the YouTube changes, which I keep saying I will do videos on, and I will. But if you want to follow me on there. It's the same name as my YouTube name, just add 76. I will leave the link in the description box. So you can find me there. I don't have a set schedule of certain days and times I live stream. And this is because of health issues and other personal stuff. So it's really hard to be tied down to certain days every week and times to stream. So it's a day-by-day basis with me. So if you want to follow me there, then please give me a follow on Twitch. On a rare occasion, I do live stream on YouTube. Obviously, just hit the notification bell, not off chance when I do live stream. It will be casual gaming, so it'll be beat 'em ups, shoot 'em ups, platform games, things like that, and sports games and puzzle games as well. Even if you do miss the live stream, the videos will be kept up. Although it would be nice to have some live viewers while I'm streaming. So again, if you can't make it, but that's fine. The videos will be kept up. But hit that notification bell on the off chance and when I do live stream. And just leaves me to say, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, and I will speak to you again on the next video. Bye for now.